Hello there, and thank you for taking a few minutes to join me again this evening. I wanted to take just a minute and talk just very briefly about the mystery cloud of 1963. I had a question asked about it, and I want to just try and take a minute and answer it for the ones that have asked it. What I want to do first, I want to show you the original picture, and this is Life magazine, the magazine that the original picture was published in. You'll hear William Branham talk about it on paper or on tape. And inside the magazine, I have the original. I'm opening it up. Here is the cloud, and I have this, again, removed from the protective cover I normally have it in. And this is what the cloud looked like in its original form. And I'm just going to hold it up real close to the camera for you to see it as closely as you can. All right, nothing here is doctored. It's all the original. And as you see in there is no face. Now, there is a little bit of a light shine from the light up above it. I'll just put my hand over it. That way you can kind of see it there with the... But there is no face there whatsoever in this cloud. It is just a cloud. It's just a cloud. It's all it is. All right? And what I also want to show you now is I want to show you the picture of Hoffman's head of Christ. And here they are, brothers and sisters, side by side. Hoffman's head of Christ. And as you look at these two pictures, at this angle, you see they look absolutely nothing alike. Okay? But if you turn the picture this way, I think it's this way, isn't it? No, I'm sorry, it's this way. Now, suddenly, there is a little bit more of an appearance, but the difference is, if you notice, they're looking in opposite directions. Jesus here is kind of looking off, to this side, and this cloud is clearly facing the opposite way, right? So these pictures don't actually line up. If you tried to line them up, they wouldn't actually fit together like this. Now, when the cloud was originally put out, they used to say that this was shaped just like Hoffman's head. It was just this, and this picture was in several different magazines. This is just the largest one that it was in any magazine. It was also in Science magazine. It was in Weatherwise magazine, and this was it. There wasn't, though, any facial features in this, but they said it kind of looked like Hoffman's head of Christ when you turned it this way to the side. Now, what I have come to understand is some people believe that the original pictures of this actually had the eyes and nose and face of Jesus in here. But it didn't, brothers and sisters. It did not. As you can see here, it never did. And it wasn't until really the late 90s and early 2000s that people began to merge these two pictures together in a graphical sort of a way. And I think maybe for people in my generation and older, we just know that because we lived through it. And what happened as you come into the late 90s, some of us, brothers and sisters, got the idea to use programs that you could get on computers and scan the Hoffman head of Christ. And then what you do is you would mirror it 360 degrees. And once it's mirrored 360 degrees, you could fit it inside of this cloud. And someone asked me, where did the picture of the cloud with Jesus' face in it come from as it existed, and showed on the screen at Faith Assembly Church? Well, I made that picture. That's how I know it's not the original. I made that picture, brothers and sisters, back in the early days when James Allen started using the screen up there in the projector. I'm the one who actually made a lot of the pictures that were on there for him before David Jackson was even doing it. They're not really honest with you about what all I did for all the years at the church, but yes, before David Jackson made the pictures for James Allen on his slides, I was making it for him. And at one point, he preached a series of sermons, and he wanted a picture of the cloud and Hoffman's head of Christ, and we merged them together for him and put them onto the slide. And that was what was used in many of the slides and many of the pictures that were shown to you at the church over the years. Now, there's other ones out there that I'm sure I probably didn't make, brothers and sisters, but the ones that were shown on the charts at Faith Assembly Church, those were made by me from my pictures of Hoffman's head of Christ, combining and overlaying it with the picture of the cloud. I made those in Adobe Photoshop and put them into the charts that Brother Allen used in his sermons and also into the contenders. I was the editor of the contender for many years. I also put them into the contenders on the ones that I edited and spoke of those things. So that's where those came from. And so I just want to, I'm saying that very clearly because I've come to understand that some of the people at Faith Assembly, the younger generation, that you're maybe a little confused to think that the face of Jesus literally came out in the sky and people could see the eyes and nose and face of Jesus. But that's not true. What they saw was this right here. And it looked like this right here. And there is no face, and there is no eyes in here. And I think perhaps the passage of time has just distorted the memory of these things, perhaps, to some of the younger people. So I hope that helps the people who ask the question. God bless you.